Dude, it's been a while since I was vlogging this style. Usually it's been like me driving around and stuff. But let's get on with the video. So, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Now, today we're going to be talking about how much money I spent on my car and where I got the parts, because a lot of you guys are asking me, where do I get my exhaust, where did I get my wheels, what kind of wheels did I get, what about the tires, because for my 4-race exhaust, you can buy it from different companies, and I'm going to tell you which one I got it from. There's not going to be any particular order on how the list is going to be, but I have everything on my phone right over here. We're just going to go down the list. We're going to go ahead and start off with the springs. So I actually opt for Eibach Sportlines. Not too aggressive, but not too low. Looking at the front, yeah, you got about a good like one finger in right there. The rear definitely is not as low as the front, but I actually like it this way. Looks just fine. It's perfect for me. It has a perfect drop. Rubbing does not happen. No rub whatsoever. The Eibach Sportline's lowering springs, I got those from Eibach's website, or Eibach's website, and they cost me $261. They do happen to have two kits with them. They do have the Pro kit, and then they do have the Sportlines. The Pro kit is about 1 inch all around. The Sportlines are about 1.6 to like 2 inches all around after it's settled. So a lot of people opt for the Pro kit because they just want a subtle drop. They don't want anything too aggressive. I opt for the Sportlines because I wanted something lower than the Pro kit, and I also did not want to go with D2 because I think D2 is a little too low for me. Regardless, I am satisfied with the springs that I have. I love them. I don't see myself swapping them out for anything else unless I upgrade to coilovers, and I probably won't be upgrading to coilovers soon. If I do, it's because I did want to raise the car up a little bit because I might be going with wider tires. I don't know. It's just me talking out loud. Next are the wheels. These are Enkei TS5 wheels, 18 by 9.5 plus 38 offset. These cost me about $1,099 from KSERIESPARTS. I opt for these wheels because they just look good. Like, the 5-spoke is a simple design. Looks good on almost any car out there. It looks good on actually every car out there. And it definitely doesn't look bad on this car. This wheel is probably one of their cheap ones, if I'm gonna be honest. Considering RPF ones are a little bit cheaper than this, if not about the same price. But I didn't want to get RPF ones on this car. I wanted to get something different. And these Enkei TS5s called my name. I like the fact that they come in silver, or I guess you can call them machined. They come in gold, and they also come in these gloss black. I opted for the gloss black. My cousin, ironically, has these same wheels in gold or bronze, and they look pretty good too. So regardless of what color you go for, you can't go wrong. Sticking with the wheels, I have all-season Goodyear Eagle F1 255 by 35. If you guys know anything about the tires that came with the car, not the same specs, but this brand and style and model, I guess, is the same one that comes with the car stock with 235 by 40. I ended up seeing them on eBay. They were shipped, and I got them for about $450 for all four. Literally, all I did was type it in on eBay, 255 by 35, and these were one of the first ones that popped out. I didn't want to cheap out too much on tires, and considering the ones that I had stock were pretty good, I ended up getting the same ones, just in a different spec. And again, no rubbing. The front of the car, I have the ProCivic Lip. See if you guys can get a better look at it right here. Everyone's asking me what kind of lip do I have? Where did I get it? And what made me want to opt for this lip? Well, honestly, because it's a one-style lip, and it was from ProCivic, a pretty genuine brand that works on these cars a lot. I got it from ProCivic.com, and this one cost me about $128 from their website. I'm gonna say it was like maybe another 15 to 20 bucks shipped. I can't remember, but it was about $128 on their website. Keeping in the front of the car, I do have some red Jdm emblems, and yes, these are authentic, these are real, they're not the eBay ones. I got these from Edge Auto Sports. I got the front ones, and I got the rear ones. I ended up getting those on Edge Auto Sports for about $153 off their website, and it comes with both the front and the rear. When you buy these ones for the coupe, ironically, you have to buy two front ones for the coupe. because the one for the front fits in the rear perfectly. If you buy them in a sedan, for the sedan, the front one and the rear one are actually different sizes. But if you get it for a coupe, the front will fit the rear. So I had to buy 2 front ones. So the next thing I ended up getting, guys, universal license plate relocator kit. And when you look at it, it's just on my fin, I guess what you want to call that right here. It's actually very, very secure. No problems whatsoever. It was a very easy install. I didn't even have to take off the bumper. I just had to take off the garnish from the front. And I have a full video about that as well. And if you noticed right here, I don't have any holes in my bumper. I ended up using bumper plugs, and they color matched it according to the actual paint of this car, which is amazing. You cannot tell from afar unless you are up close like you are with me right now. But when you go from afar, could barely tell. Not bad. Bumper plugs cost me about 40 bucks from bumperplugs.com, and they have it for almost for any color out there. So if you need some bumper plugs, there it is. Side markers from Amazon, about $35. All I did was type in 2020 Civic Si side markers, white, and these popped out. About 30 bucks shipped. Moving on to the side, I have a side skirt splitter. Not too aggressive, very subtle, gets the job done. I did not have to do any cutting. So other than the dirt, ignore the dirt. But check it out. It stops right here where the splash guard is. And it goes all the way down to the end. Look at that. I ended up getting this one off of VentusAutoWorks, a side skirt splitter from VentusAutoWorks for about $175 shipped. They are a company based off of Canada, and these are actually the same side splitters, or the same brand I had on my 8th gen. And when I installed these, the quality was the same, fitment was perfect. I have no complaints whatsoever. I was gonna get the HFP kit, but the HFP kit, you were looking at like $600 painted versus $175. And honestly, these just got the job done. So, and they look good too. They make it look a little bit more aggressive on the sides. And here's the other side right here. So, no complaints whatsoever. I haven't had any issues with it. It's pretty sticky, stays stiff, it's all good. Ora. Moving on to the rear from ABS Dynamics, and it is the ABS Type R style rear diffuser. I got this one for about $176 picked up. It was about another $40 or $50 shipped from their website. And considering they're not that far from my home, it was about maybe an hour drive, I ended up just going to go pick it up. I just let them know ahead of time that you're gonna go do a pickup. And if you're around the area in the Los Angeles, it's probably better to pick it up than having them ship it for like 40, 50 bucks versus like $20 of gas. Fitment's pretty good. I think the only concern that I had, it feels very loose. You guys see that? It's very loose. I don't know why that is, but I haven't had any issues whatsoever. So to say it's perfect, it's great. I love the style of it, but I wish it was just a little bit more secured on the bottom. That way, which I'm probably gonna look into, but I mean, like I said before, it hasn't had any issues. And from the exhaust side, it fits perfectly. No issues whatsoever. It's barely not touching, so I still haven't burnt any of the diffuser yet. Sticking with the rear as well, wing stabilizers. Check this out. These cool little wing stabilizers. Here's their Instagram right here. I got these off of Scheme Productions, and it is what it is. It's a wing stabilizer. One thing that I didn't like about the coupe was that this wing was wobbly at high speeds, even though it's not that big. But I do like how this made it look a little bit more aggressive in the rear and obviously stabilized it as is. So I have no complaints on this. This install was very easy. It already comes pre-taped, so all you have to do is measure it and put it on. Sticking with the rear again, if you guys haven't noticed, my tail lights, these are overlays, and the overlays are from Premium Auto Style, about $24. I got the black and red clear overlays. So this is an overlay, and this black part right here is an overlay as well. The only thing that is still OEM is the white. You can get it all black, you can get it all red, you can just get this part Like, I ended up getting a combo deal with it, and I love how it looks. Like, the rear just looks a little bit more better for me. It gives it a little bit more spunk, I guess is what I can say. The little black accents to the rear taillights just look amazing, considering there's no aftermarket taillights for this car yet, at least not that I know of. For the coupe, not the sedan. The hatchback and the sedan do, but for the coupe, there isn't really anything out there. So taillight overlays aren't bad. 24 bucks. All right, underneath the hood, eBay side panels on both sides. Gives it a little bit more touch. I think they look better with it than without it. That was about another 35 bucks on eBay. You can see it pretty well right here. I have the 271 intake. This one cost me about $339 off of 271. All my 271 products, I got them from their website. Moving on to another 271 product, intercooler. I have both intercoolers, charge pipe for the car. The 271 intercooler and charge pipe cost me $829. Ended up just emailing them myself and seeing if they had any in stock, and he was able to give me a really good price on this. Ended up paying $829 for this shipped, and it is amazing. Love the stealth black, love that it already comes with charge pipes, and I love that it has the 271 stenciled on it. More underneath the hood, I actually have downpipes and front pipes, guys. I ended up getting the RV6 front pipe and the RV6 downpipe, catted of course from, I hope I'm saying it right, Axion Industries for $689. So the front pipe, bam. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. That's like the downpipe right there. Maybe you can see it a little bit. So it is catted. Thing with this downpipe is you have to get the RV6 front pipe with the RV6 downpipe. You can't mix and match it like PRL and 271. The downpipe front pipe has to be the same one. This one has a clamp. It's not with bolts. Paired up to my downpipe, I have a full race catback exhaust from Full Race Motorsports. It is the full catback. It sounds amazing. I love this catback. It is my favorite one for the 10th gen. It is my favorite one for the 9th gen. It is my favorite one for the 8th gen. Full Race is probably going to be the only exhaust I ever get for any Hondas out there, so long as they have it available. It is a full 3-inch piping all the way back, obviously catback, like I said. And I got that from SAIKOSPEED for $832 shipped. On Full Race's website, it's about $975, I believe. But if you buy it from the website that I bought it from, which here's a picture of it right here, it was about $100 cheaper, and that's why I opted for it right there. Why? I don't know. But just know that it was. Moving on to the interior. Obviously, you can see I have a little bit of things done into the interior, which gives it a little bit more aggressive taste, I guess what you can say. Not everybody's gonna like it, but I love it. The carbon fiber accents that I have up here on the steering wheel, the little overlay right here, I got everything off of Amazon, guys. I got everything for about maybe 50 bucks all together. And the red Jdm emblem, I actually got it off of eBay for about $12 shipped. This is a replica. The ones on the outside are real, but the one on the inside is a replica. I don't see why you need to pay for a real one inside that's not gonna get sun bleach, it's not gonna get damaged. Like it looks fine, does everything, like it looks good. Love how it gives the steering wheel a little bit red. Same thing right here, I got this off of Amazon. I just carbon fiber interior parts, Amazon, just look it up. Very easy to find. I got all this for about 50 bucks. Another one, you can't really see this mod, but it's here other than obviously the shift knob, but I do have the hybrid racing short shifter assembly. Very, very awesome with the transitions. It is amazing. I have the cable bushings. I also have their shift knob, and I also have the full assembly. Hybrid Racing actually reached out to me and they said, hey, do you want us to send over a couple parts over so you can try and just make a couple videos of it? I said yeah. So shout out to Hybrid Racing for sending me out these parts. I didn't pay anything for them. They actually did me the favor and gave me an amazing opportunity to try out those parts for them. And I can't tell you how much grateful I am for that. So I do have that as well. And on their website, I believe it's about $420. I ended up doing a giveaway, and the first place winner ended up opting to win this from me, and I bought him a new one So I think I paid like $420 from Hybrid Racing's website, give or take. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little less. But awesome shifter. I highly recommend it if anybody's looking into getting a shifter. But yeah, I also have that in the car. Next, you guys see that I have my Ktuner up here, so I'll go ahead and just turn on the car right here for you guys. Ended up getting the Ktuner on Phereable's website. Obviously, you guys can see it, it's the Ktuner V2, so it has the screen display and everything. Ended up getting this from Phereable's website for about $679. And I got it from their website because I was able to get their stage 1.5 tune for free. So the car is running off of Phereable stage 1.5. Nice thing about that, if you guys don't know yet for some reason, if you buy a Ktuner off of TSP website or Phereable website, you'll get a free tune from them as long as it's eligible. Example, when I get a Ktuner for my wife's Honda Civic hatch, I'm gonna get it from Phereable because I want to get a free tune. Another thing you guys cannot see done to the car, I have NA Performance updated CMC, so I can actually shift a lot faster in between shifts, and the kick is actually, the catching point is a little bit higher than usual. Ended up using my clutch master cylinder and ended up just like updating it and messing around with it, pretty much adjusting it to where it needs to be so that I can make better shifts. And he included that in my kit that I got with him. And speaking of that, another part you guys can't see that I've done to the car is the clutch. If this is your first video seeing on my channel, I ended up getting a Type R retrofit clutch. It cost me about $1,800. And wait, before you guys start going, what, $1,800, $1,800? Really? Why would you opt? Okay, look, it's the Type R retrofit clutch. It's had nothing but positive feedback from the community. Everybody that's had it still has it on their cars, and they're pushing a lot of power with it. Not saying that I'm gonna push a lot of power on mine, but I looked around on its competition. Yes, RV6 does have a flywheel available for this car, but try getting an OEM Type R clutch. As far as I know of, and correct me if I'm wrong, from when I got my clutch installed and from when I am recording this video, it is very hard to get an OEM Type R clutch, especially from a dealership. You can go get an aftermarket one, but I don't need an aftermarket clutch. I'd rather stick with the OEM one and know that the reliability would be there. Like I mentioned earlier, there has been zero, and I mean zero, flaws with this clutch whatsoever, and from the community. Anybody that has this clutch will know it is worth the money if you plan on keeping this car for a very long time. And the fact that it feels OEM, no chatter, and it is not heavy. It is heavier than the light one, but it is not as heavy as like a stage 3 or 4 or 5. It is awesome. It's easy on the leg, and it's very easy to drive. $1,800, I know, that's a lot, but competition, ACT, Clutch Masters, Axion Clutch. Probably Axion Clutch is probably the cheapest ones out there. Correct, I could be wrong. You still have to get the kit installed. So after I did my math, getting this kit installed, getting a ACT or competition stage 2 clutch installed around my area would have cost me about $1,600 for everything. Why wouldn't I pay the extra $200 to get something that's a lot more better in every way? That's just the way I see it. Like, I know, but it's just the way I see it. You guys have to understand, everything's going up in price, and it is what it is. I'm not ashamed to do it. This was probably the most expensive part I will ever get for this car, other than an engine itself. Back to the outside, guys. I have one more part that I ordered that is not in yet, but I'm gonna mention it in this video. And you guys have been bugging me to get this for my car. It is the Caruse design rear Aero. It's about $220. With this design, you kind of have to buy it months in advance and wait for them to make it, because they make it per order. So, or I think they make it per batch, and then they make a certain amount of batches, and then they ship them out. I don't know, but just know I bought this back in like the end of January, and it said the shipping won't be starting till like the end of February. So it's March 1st now, so I'm hoping that I will get an email soon saying that it's been shipped or whatever the case is, but I'm gonna be patient with it. But just know that that's what I ended up buying. Here's some pictures of it to let you know how it looks. I think it's gonna make this car look awesome, and the fact that the sample pictures that I'm showing you is a white coupe Makes me a lot more happier knowing it's gonna look that good. In total, guys, if you guys have been doing the math or not, because I know this is gonna be a long video, I've spent $8,033 in total. Now, there are some change in there, but I just rounded it up to the nearest dollar. That's a lot for a car to be pushing 235 horsepower and like 280 foot-pounds of torque. It's a lot of money just for this. But keep in mind, those power numbers are from Phereable's website, and that's on a stock SI. So with all these bolt-ons that I have done to the car, definitely, I'm probably a little bit more higher than that. Not by much, but I am probably a little bit higher, and that's on map 3. I am going to be getting this car dynoed soon, just so I can see how much I'm pushing with the Phereable tune. I still have a 271 W2 turbo or W1 turbo, depending on which one I'm going to get. And it ranges from 1400 to 1800, depending on which one I'm going to get. Depends on how much the price is going to be. I still have to get the turbo inlet piping, which is another $353. I still have to get the 271 big brake kit, which is another $1,700. I am still under stock rear motor mount, which I don't know if that's safe or not. Hopefully you guys can tell me in the comments. But that ranges from $150 to $200, depending if you get a street version or a race version, and on what brand you get. So there's still a couple more things I'm going to be getting done to this car within this year, and that's well over $10,000 just in parts for this vehicle. 10,000 easily. Now, I'm going to say something that a lot of you guys got to understand. Why would I spend $10,000 on an SI and not buy a Type R? Because the answer is simple. The Type R is expensive. Yes, I know. If I just waited and saved up that money, I could have put a bigger down payment on a Type R, or I probably could have just made bigger payments. I could have done either or. But I would have probably still spent the same amount on aftermarket parts on the R, or more, considering those parts are worth a lot more than the SI. So if I spend about $8 grand on my SI, I probably would have spent about $8,000 or $9,000 on the Type R just in parts. So I was still going to spend the same amount. And for everybody that's going to be saying, just buy a Type R, look, the statement goes a long way, and it's going to happen regardless. If you buy an SI, people are going to tell you, why didn't you buy a Type R? If you bought a WRX, people are going to tell you, why didn't you buy an STI? If you buy a Mustang GT, people are going to be like, why didn't you buy a Shelby? It's like, dude, the list goes on. It's all over the place. Well, if you got a GTI, why didn't you get an R, a Golf R? It goes for every single car out there. And why? Because I like modding my car. It's what I've been wanting to do. I love that this car does everything and more on... It surpassed my expectations. If I'm being honest, I did not expect to have this much fun on this platform, and I don't regret it one bit. Would I say it's a lot of money? Hell yeah. But you know what? I don't drink and drive. I don't do drugs. I'm not obsessed with anything. I'm not in debt. I'm having fun. I'm living life. And you guys should too. So if you guys wanted to get an idea of how much it would be to do everything to your car and do an exact replica like mine, because a lot of you guys are saying, dude, I want to do my car like yours, I want to do this. Look, do it your own way, but just know that this is what I spent on mine so far, and I'm not done. I still have to go big turbo. I still have to finish. I still have to go flex fuel. You know, I got the most important part out of the way, the clutch, but I still have to, I'm probably gonna have to build the transmission if this shit goes on me. I might have to rebuild the motor if it goes on me, but I'm playing my numbers safe because I know what the platform is capable of doing without having to push its boundaries too much. So it's going to be a good journey with this car, and I'm not ashamed, and I'm not afraid to tell you guys how much I've spent on it. And would I do it again? Probably. I'd probably try other parts, but so far so good. Anyways, guys, I know this video was a little long, but I didn't want to leave anything out just in case you guys ask questions. Again, all my mods are going to be in the description. They always are going to be in the description if you guys want to see exactly what the wheel specs are, what part I have, what exhaust I have. The exhaust is actually called Full Race Catback Exhaust from Full Race Motorsports. That's it. That's what it's called. They've been known to be around since the B, D, and K series and Hondas. And the reason why I say that is because people still ask me what kind of full race exhaust is it. It's a full race exhaust. That's literally the brand name. So yeah, again guys, I know this video was super long, I'm glad you guys are watching these videos. I'm still gonna be getting the race math intake, I guess, from 271, because I am considering, and I'm most likely gonna be doing the R-tune on this car now that I have a better clutch, and I've been putting a gallon of V85 on my car. So I should be able to run that tune now, and it should be able to bump up the power a little bit more. So that should be fun. And then after that, I'll probably be going flex fuel and then pushing the power a little bit more. I'm just gonna be going little by little so I can actually feel the different tunes for this car. And I'm also considering buying the TSP tune just so I can see the comparison between the Phereable tunes. So if you guys want to see stuff like that, comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see. That way I can get that going for you guys. It really does help me out. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you guys like the video, hit the like button. Again, it really does help me out with the whole YouTube algorithm. And I'll see you guys in another video. You guys have a good day. Peace.